All right, y'all, let's get to it. As you guys have been made aware, that the Manny Pacquiao Jeff Horn fight is set to go. It's going to take place April 22nd here in the States, and I believe April 23rd in Australia. Okay? Now, the location and venue has yet to be announced. However, the rumor mill is that the venue is going to take place at the Brisbane Stadium in Brisbane, Queensland, obviously. And it's going to take, the venue is going to be at the Brisbane Stadium, which is AKA the Suncorp Stadium, which holds about 52,000 up to 55,000 people, which is a stadium arena, which is a pretty good thing. But the only obstacle is how they're going to get the funding. Now, I know Duco Events represents Jeff Horn. That's his promoter. But we have to see if the government is going to approve it and fund the fight. As we all know, that Duco Events had so much trouble. They had a lot of obstacles to trying to get funding from to host a fight between Joseph Parker and Andy Ruiz. I think the only difference is they're dealing with the New Zealand government as opposed to the Australian government. So we'll see how this plays out and how that turns out. And we'll see if Top Rank and Duco will put up the money themselves. Or they have to find someone. They can't do it themselves, obviously, because they'll be in financial loss if they do it on their own. But I think they're going to have to find someone like a network who's willing to host a fight and put up the funding for it. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be possible. They'll find someone to do it. They could, but then again, there are a lot of obstacles given the fact that Manny Pacquiao's star power has declined over the years. And Australia is not that big on boxing, even though it has produced some great fighters like Jeff Fennick, all-time great Hall of Famer Jeff Fennick. Anthony Bourdain. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Anthony Bourdain is an all-time great fighter. No, but he's a very popular fighter in Australia. I know that, and he has a grudge match coming up against Danny Green, which is very funny to me. I have to do a video on that. Anthony Bourdain going up against Danny Green. Now, I mean that's funny. I have to actually keep my eye out on that one. So. Oh man, but other than that, yeah. So Australia is not that big on boxing, even though it has produced some great fighters come in there. So of course Lucas Brown's popular there too in a way, but again, it's not a very big boxing state. So we'll see how everything plays out. But the one thing I do have to point out some hypocrisies here, because I've seen several videos already trying to really trying to propagate Jeff Horn as a formidable opponent to Manny Pacquiao, just like they did to Jesse Vargas. I mean, I could see this from a mile away, so it's nothing new. But of course, it's my job to point out the hypocrisy. So, the one thing I've been hearing is that Jeff Horn is undefeated. He's young. He's an Olympian. Well, really? Then why didn't you give Errol Spence Jr. that benefit of the doubt? Because he's an Olympian. He's also undefeated. So you're telling me that he wasn't worthy of a shot at Manny Pacquiao, but Jeff Horn is? Really? Let's go at their resumes for a minute, since everybody likes to look at resumes. Errol Spence Jr. has fought 3 guys with undefeated record. I mean, not undefeated, with losing records. He fought a guy that was 3-3. He fought a guy that was 0-1. He fought another guy that was 4-4-1. And he fought another guy that was 7-8-1. Okay. Well, actually, no. That's a total win-loss record. Against those guys who have losing records. That's total win-loss record. 7 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. Okay. Now, Jeff Horn, on the other hand, y'all not gonna believe this. I gotta bring it up because I actually have to write this down here. Jeff Horn fought 4 guys with losing records. Okay. And let's take a look at this. He fought a guy that was 2-7, 0-1, 0-3, and trick this. He fought another guy that was 15 wins, 43 losses, and 3 draws, which brings out the total to be, hold on here, 17 wins. 17 wins here, 8-11, 11 plus 43. So that's 54 losses and 3 draws. So that is his record with guys who have losing records and opposed to winning records, okay? Opposed to Errol Spence Jr.'s, whose opponents had losing records, which is 3 of them, by the way, who are only 7-8-1. And while his opponents' win-loss records with losing records are 17 wins and 54 losses and 3 draws, okay? Like Errol Spence, he fought a guy that was undefeated too coming up as well. So got to give him a little credit for that. Now, the thing is that people look at this, it's like, okay, again, who has he fought? Randall Bailey, way over the hill, Randall Bailey. We all know Randall Bailey was totally shot way over there, who's been knocked out many times. You know, he's been knocked out prior many times before he fought Jeff Horn, so we know that. And Ali Faneka, yeah, not a great fighter. Let's not get it twisted. His only greatest win on his records against Zaire Rahim, like I mentioned in my last video. But needless to say, you guys have to ask yourselves this question. Do you honestly believe that Jeff Horn is more deserving of a shot of the title than freaking Errol Spence Jr.? Let's be honest. Is he? Okay? Now, Errol Spence beat Chris Algieri, right? Now, this is the same Chris Algieri that beat Ruslan Provodnikov. He nearly beat him, okay? Now, as I recall, many people were upset that fight got made because they felt Algieri didn't deserve the shot of the title, which I had to agree at the time, okay? Because he hasn't even made any title defenses after he beat Provodnikov, okay? And Pacquiao fought him at a catchweight, right? Dragging him up from 140 to 147, 144 at a catchweight, I should say. As I already just said, right? And the Pacquiao fans will try to legitimize Algieri. Yeah, Pacquiao dominated him, but he didn't knock him out. Neither did Amir Khan. But guess who knocked him out? The only guy to do it, Errol Spence Jr. So if you guys are going to give Pacquiao credit for that win against Chris Algieri, then you're going to have to give Errol Spence Jr. much more credit for the win Algieri because he's the only guy to stop him. He was also the only guy to stop Leonard Bundu. Yes, Leonard Bundu's over the 42 years old, 41 years old, but Leonard Bundu hasn't even suffered that much damage compared to the guys of Ali Fanaka and Randall Bailey. Those guys already been knocked out. They've been in war. They've been been hit so many times in their career. So you can't compare Bundu to those guys because Bundu is a much better fighter than Faneka, all right? So needless to say, though, another thing I want to point out is the WBO situation because the WBO pulled off a controversial move where Errol Spence Jr. was ranked number 3 and Jeff Horn was ranked number 4 about a couple months ago, or about a month and a half ago. Then subsequently, they moved Errol Spence Jr. down from the rankings to number 4 and number 5, I believe, and put Jeff Horn as number 2 as the second mandatory challenger to the Manny Pacquiao's title. I didn't see any videos criticizing the WBO for making that move. But on the other hand, what I did see is videos on people criticizing the WBO for installing Canelo Alvarez as the mandatory challenger to Billy Joe Saunders' WBO title at middleweight. I saw a lot of criticism for the WBO for that, but no criticism for the WBO for installing Jeff Horn as a mandatory over Errol Spence. Where was the video criticizing them for that? Oh, I've been telling you why there were no videos, because it doesn't suit you guys' narrative. So, with that said, you guys are very easy to pick apart here when it comes to your hypocrisy here, okay? Like I've always said, you cannot have things both ways. If you're going to criticize one organization for pulling off a slanderous move for political purposes or for business purposes, then you should be consistent with your criticism. That's all I got to say. I am out.